And we're in Yellowstone National Park. We upgraded to an $80 pass, which is good for 2 motorcycles. Also lets us into all the other national parks. So Devil's Tower, sorry, and the Black Hills and all that it's good for all of that. So that's awesome. Seeing how that's the way we're headed. And it would have been $50 for 2 motorcycle passes just for Yellowstone. So yeah, that seemed to make money sense to me. Hey, baby.
Yep.
So coming into Yellowstone, we're not very far in, and it feels like a different world already. It's another beautiful day. My bike's reading 19.5 degrees. It was almost chilly this morning when we left. It was only, 15?
Yep.
So we did put on our lightweight gear, and coming down at highway speeds, it was, it was actually, I'd say, a little bit on the chilly side. So, all in all, it's looking like it's going to be quite a nice day. Some beautiful twisty roads under the hillsides. Keep crossing back and forth over this river alongside of us. How you doing, baby?
Okay.
Are you having fun?
Yes and no. A little gun shy.
You'll be okay. If you'd like to stop somewhere, just let me know.
Find a paved pullout. Let's pull off my supply.
We've got a some sort of visitor center. Oh, right here. Look at this. Right here. So cool. Get out the camera.
Sorry you couldn't take that as quick as you probably would have liked. Okay.
I'm fine. I'm enjoying this ride. Are you enjoying it? Good. So, Yellowstone National Park. What's your first impressions, darling?
Pretty cool. Nice park. Very majestic.
Very good word, actually, yes. And a very tall bridge. Holy shit. Don't look down.
Nope.
Not while you're driving. Quite the bump coming off of that.
Yeah, there is.
Well, you can imagine how much that would have jarred the back on a cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing about these bikes. I love the suspension. They ride so nice.
I agree.
Just a nice lazy ride. The breeze feels nice. The road is nice. Scenery is wonderful. The company even better.
Even though she's not that talkative.
That's quite alright. So I'm pretty well riding this mostly in fourth. I very rarely are changing gears at all. What gear are you riding?
Third. Only doing about 65 though, so no one behind me.
Yeah. 55K.
Yeah, that's it.
We're in the States. 55 means a whole lot more.
Yeah.
I do gotta say, the GPS sure is helpful in getting us from place to place.
Just those damn waypoints that are not on the road, eh?
Oh man, oh man. Yeah, that was a big lesson that I've learned. I don't think we've talked about that yet. This Zumo Garmin, or Garmin Zumo 390LM, it's been really helpful. I've really enjoyed using it, but I did have a big learning process on it. Didn't realize until we got to one of our trips where I had to put in a bunch of waypoints in order to keep the route the way we wanted to. So I just plopped in the waypoints pretty close to the areas we'd be. I mean, I didn't go exact, and not going exact was the problem. So if I hit this little town and it just happened to hit a street off the main drag rather than actually zooming way in and make sure that I was on the main drag, it wanted to turn me around constantly until I went back to that waypoint. And it got to the point where I would literally have to shut the GPS down, restart it, and put my next destination to be the very next waypoint. And we had to do that again and again. So I learned real fast that when you're putting those waypoints in, make sure you're putting them in on a point that you are going to be driving through. It's like our waypoint that we just went through back there.
Tower Junction.
Yeah, Tower Junction. I made sure when I did that last night, I rechecked the waypoints, and sure enough, one of my waypoints wasn't like right on the road, so I changed that last night and re-uploaded to the GPS, and when we drove through it, it took it, and we just keep going, right? Whereas before, if I hadn't done that, it would have been constantly asking me to turn around and start messing up, and it tries to get you every which way you can to turn around, so it's giving you these turns that you're like, why would I turn here? And yeah, it's a bit of a mess, so that was a learning curve for me. It's not anything, in my opinion, that was the fault of the GPS. It's just something that I had to learn, that this is how this actually functions. It would be nice that if you went past that waypoint and you kept going, that it would finally, almost self-learn the fact that, okay, you don't need it. But I get the point that if you're setting a specific location, there's a reason you're setting that location. Maybe you've got a restaurant you want to get to or something and you've passed it. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, so make sure you're setting your waypoints appropriately. Close isn't good enough. It has to be bang on. So that was a learning curve for me. Coming from the prairies where you can see your road for miles and miles and miles ahead, to driving down here where you can't see 200 meters where the road is, it's kind of cool. I gotta say, I'm pretty envious of those people who have these roads as their backyard. This is pretty cool. I gotta say, I was actually expecting more traffic, and I'm sure I'm going to kick myself in the ass for saying that sometime. But coming through here, I was truly expecting there to be more vehicles on the road than what there is. Because we're supposed to be in the peak of tourist season right now, and I mean, really, yeah, there's a bit of traffic, but it's nothing major. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a test of my camera. Well, not sure if I'd call it a test, but anyway, it's the first time I've recorded with the camera actually attached to the bike instead of my helmet. So I'm not entirely certain what you're seeing. From my vantage point, it looks like it should be pointing in a decent direction.
Well, it's nice that it's 10 to 1 and it's only 21.5 degrees outside.
I know.
That's beautiful.
Considering it was about 36 this time yesterday, or 34 for sure. 'Cause I think by 3 o'clock it had gotten up to about 36, didn't it?
Not yesterday, that was the day before.
Oh, yes, day before.
Yesterday, I think we got to about 33, 34-ish. We all are also up a lot higher, right?
Yeah. And we got this great big lake off to our left, so that'll help to moderate the temperature.
Yep. I wonder if this is all the same lake still.
Like, this lake is huge. Well, this is kind of cool. There's actually an area in here that's kind of sectioned off. I'm sure you can't see it on my camera because mine's pointing down the road. And there's elk out there. And there's actually quite a few elk out there, hey?
Yep.
I wonder how long ago it was that this place burnt down because there's not a frickin' living tree in sight. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. They're here and there, but you can see the new growth, how short they are, hey?
Yep.
They're maybe only, what, a couple of feet tall?
Yep.
Wow, big section burnt. Like, this has all got to be that same one lake we've just been driving around it.
Yep.
And I mean, really, we've been driving for at least an hour, maybe two. Probably an hour. And I mean, just kind of coming around the lake, right, from the other side.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, I got a bit ahead of you.
Yeah, maybe.
I was just admiring the scenery. Got to admit, though, these radios have been short connecting for a long distance.
Yeah, they have been.
And even not with line of sight either, right? Wonder if it has something to do with the area we live in and why the distance gets knocked down so much.
Maybe.
Like, there could be maybe too many radio waves in the area or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I know the States is also better for their wireless network, so I don't know if the take that into consideration or not.
Yeah, I don't know. So this is day 4 on the road, right?
Yep.
It's crazy how hard it is to keep track of the days.
Yep.
And, I mean, yeah, we got 10 more days after this, but for day 4, I mean, we've had some wonderful weather.